What's up? What's up? It's Caslow here.
Hello there.
Holla holla. We're gonna do a tutorial for you guys. We're gonna go over our Fate remix that we did, and gonna show you guys how we did the drop right now.
Okie doke. What are we hitting up first? The lows or the mid bass?
I mean, okay, everyone, you guys should probably all know how to make a sub if you're making music. So if you want to know how we do our subs, super easy. Just serum and a little bit of saturation. That is all.
Oh, what happened to this?
Sick. Camel Crusher's broken. Nice.
Don't please, don't be. Oh,
Are they all
oh
broken?
God. Is
Anyways.
Camel Crush?
I might, maybe it's not working on the new.
Maybe not. That's weird.
Okay, well, Camel Crusher doesn't work. But anyways, usually we just saturate the low. Yeah, saturate the sub a little bit, and that's about it. So,
all right.
Yeah, we'll start with
Next.
mid basses.
Mid bass. Without the stuff. Let's see what it is. All right, saw wave, I believe.
I think
two saw waves.
Maybe open up serum. Yeah, so two saw waves. With some distortion, maybe check the FX.
Yeah, we have literally just.
Yeah, just some
A little
distortion.
Let's see what it sounds like without it. Makes it a little more dirty. A little louder.
A little fattier. Yeah, so just two. You don't detune these or anything because you want them kind of mono,
Solid.
in the middle. So, yeah, you just.
All right.
Yep, and then we did.
That's it.
Well, you can show them EQ
Preset?
is just.
Oh yeah.
You
can just use one, but
yeah, I don't know why there's two, but EQ you basically cut out all the highs so that we show them with the EQ.
yeah, there's two. So I mean, you could do them one, but we cut out the lows, cut 100 hertz out because you don't want to interfere with the sub.
Yeah.
Make sure that's gone important. Otherwise, it's gonna phase. So important there. And then if you want, you can cut the highs out for like melodic dubstep. I guess you want more, but we're only trying to fill in 100 to 200 really. So
yeah, it's just more of like a bottom end warmth. So you make sure you roll that off.
And then you got this, just nice and mid heavy.
Yep. So there's the bottom two layers, but those are really important layers because if you don't have that mid bass, the drop won't sound powerful. It'll just sound like there's something missing in that end. So it's definitely important to get those mid basses right. Should we go over sidechain real quick? Some people might wonder how we sidechain.
Actually, we'll do sub first. So sub first, the sidechain is literally Pro C2. Probably one of the
we
better
just use
plugins.
a compressor to do it.
Then obviously sidechain, you guys know how that works. Import, input, and then if you look how much is ducking, you want it to duck enough where you can't even feel the sub anymore. That way, when the kick hits, you don't have any they're not overlapping at all. So there's plenty of room for the kick to come through, and you won't have anything messed up. So we're ducking about 45, negative 43 dBs.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, that's it for the low end. We use two different compressors. We use a more tighter one for the high end, but for sub, you want the entire kick to come through. So, next part, let's see. What are we doing? Saws next?
Yeah, so saw layers. Everyone always wonders how to layer these saws and drops and how we make them, but it's usually honestly simple is better with these.
Yeah, I think this is a preset that I tweaked that was already in Anna 2. I think it was it's called Andromeda. Yeah, that was a preset. And then we tweaked it a little bit, but
basics for saws are going to be just you want to pick I don't know. I mean, what's the I guess the main thing with saws is maybe to get experimental with the second, or you want to make sure you want as many layers as you can in the patch, so that way you don't have to have a billion thin saws. So we usually have 3 or 4 oscillators in the saw patches usually.
Yeah, we have 3 oscillators. You generally, I mean, it's usually either two saw waves, and the third one is mainly there just for it's a sine wave, texture or sine wave or whatever, just to make sure it's either warm or texture.
The tip to getting good sounding saws, in my opinion, is to use waves that aren't necessarily a saw wave in the patch. Also, use a slightly different one so that it has more of a characteristic to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not generic.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think we did anything for mixing really, other than sent them, EQ'd it, and then send all the saws.
Oh, I did it on here before.
Oh, okay. I see.
So it's literally just cut out the junk, and then tape saturation.
Tape saturation.
What else?
Virtual
The
mix
usual.
rack.
Some more saturation, a little bit of compression, more saturation, and then
A gain tool.
gain. Yeah, just to make sure it's not heating up too much.
Do you want to freeze the patch maybe and just kind of go over
Give me
the
an inside here.
yeah, like unfreeze the
Let me
MIDI and
see.
then just go over chords maybe or theory for these?
Yeah, we can take a look. Let's see. So this is just low end. So it's literally, I think, just following an octave. It's either an octave or a fifth. So if you look, it's nothing crazy in here. It's literally just so following the bass line
Yeah.
and then a fifth above it. So
Yeah.
that's it. And then there's just the tonic, the key that the
Yeah.
song was in. It's just holding. That's it.
Yeah, so
Simple for this.
yeah, it's the low saws. That'll be your bottom layer. Above the mid bass, but not your high sounding saws. And then
It's a little more meaty, yeah. And this is more thin but more crispy.
yeah, and see the MIDI for this is just
First, the fifth, and the first. It's literally an octave, and then the
yeah.
notes below it are just harmonies, essentially, that are matching the bass notes. If you look at them both together, you'll see it kind of makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
But pretty simple.
Yeah, and then same thing with mixing wise on that. Looks like it's just like the chain.
Yeah, the same. This chain is pretty much the exact same. Maybe you just cut some more.
What do we
lows
have
on.
in multipass though? Should we go over
Multipass is saturation? Yeah. So
Okay, so saturated.
saturate the lows and the highs.
Saturated above 3K and below 205.
Yep.
And then
Don't know why.
there was OTT on there, I guess, too.
Yeah,
So
but
you
it's
could-
only the depth is like 10. Yeah.
Oh, so a
11,
tiny bit of OTT. And then, sound delay. We did that for widening them.
Yeah, this one's good. It doesn't really destroy the quality of.
It
Doesn't
doesn't-
restore the phase as much.
It doesn't phase as much, so we used that to delay the
Hmm.
the Haas effect kind of thing and make them wider. That's the top layer. I don't know if did you delay the bottom one too? Oh, and mid side EQ to take out the stuff you don't need on
Hello.
the sides.
Hmm.
Because if you have a sound that's really wide out on the sides, you don't need a lot of that sound in there, right? You want to keep it clean if it's out wide like that. So
Yeah, this one's. Also, you don't need to keep because these are two different saw layers. Obviously, the low one has more low, so you'll see more down like 100 to 500. Then the high one, obviously, you don't need all that, so we took some of that.
yeah.
And then you got that.
Yeah, and then want to go over the bus. We bust all the saws
Yeah.
together.
There was
and
one
then-
last saw too,
Oh yeah, one last one.
but this is another. I think this is one we made in Anna. I think.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
main one.
Yeah.
So
It's really simple. It's just 3 saw waves. I think there's one shady saw. There's the next one is buzz saw.
and then
and the
there's
third one.
a sample in the sampler or no?
I don't know.
Oh no, volume's all the way down, so nope.
Yeah, so never mind. So it's just literally that.
Yeah.
You can look at the voices. There's 6 voices on the first saw. There's 4 on the next, and then the sub, which
lower
move triangle.
one.
The more warm sounding is I think 2 left and right. It won't phase because you're not in the sub range. It's more meant for mid, so it'll warm it up a little bit, make it less dull.
Yeah.
So then together, and I believe it's the same processing, just we flipped around some of the things we did. So it's literally the same exact thing that we did for the previous saws.
Essentially, when you're stacking the layers, you just want only like each saw to have their own space, So if you have the low saw, you want to cut out some of the highs and mids of that, for it to be sitting in the bottom. You have your middle saw, which that one, you want to cut out obviously the lows and then maybe duck the highs a little bit, and then you have your high saw. So your high saw, you want, keep the highs, but then take some out the mids. So you just got to make sure, that everything.
It's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle. You have to fit them together, and using sound, like your sound selection, really is key here. It has to be all sounds that work well together. Anyways, we bust them all to this bus, and then a little bit more processing on the bus. Looks like EQ.
Q resonance,
Get the resonant frequencies out.
compression.
Yeah, looks
Glue,
like
I think, we glued. Low end, you want it to be tighter for saws. So use a faster and quicker release versus the higher you go up.
Yeah,
Um,
slower.
and then what else? Some more EQ,
Some
saturation,
saturation, EQ again, and then
mid side, a
side.
little bit. I think the reason we did this is because the lead is kind of sitting here, so
Yeah,
destroyed. Maybe we try to push this a little bit more to prevent, give it some more room in the middle for the lead. And
and then
then
that's just
some
a
pump.
side chain to make them pump.
And then the tape delay is just an effect that you'll hear in the song. But together, you got this. So, fills in the area.
Yeah,
All
fills in
right.
the whole frequency spectrum is what you want, and then we move on to the added top layers here.
So yeah, real quick too, white noise is important. If you want, it's usually best to try to leave it out of the saws. If you are saturating them, if you're saturating and doing not on the saws themselves, try to use, make dedicated white noise because then you don't have to have anything affected and it doesn't ruin the sound. And yeah, it's good. We have a left and a right
Yeah,
with a noise generator. Don't use a sample. A noise generator, a white noise generator.
yeah,
What's
you
that?
don't want to use a sample because if you use a sample,
The phase.
it'll phase. So when you spread it, and you want the white noise obviously to be way out wide because it's the top layer. So I mean, it's kind of just the sizzle on top of everything. But it's really important. Again, your sounds will sound really dull if you don't have it in there. So make sure you add that on top of everything.
I don't know what this is. I think it's piano. Oh, it's a weird
Weird little
tremolo thing.
synthy fill thing, yes.
I think it's just what is it? Oh, I think it's literally just a sub, a sine wave, and it's just up. And
Yeah.
then we just added some weird effects, some distortion, tremolo, left and right, tape stop. Of course, that's just an effect you'll hear when it stops. Some more distortion, and then portal, which I think is the main
What's
reason
making it
it's
do
sounds
the
like this.
cool, crazy wobbly
Mhm.
sound?
It's just a preset warble hold. Yeah, without it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, with it gives you that kind of cool little sound that we use for the fill.
There it is.
That's that fill.
Then piano, which is jingling on top of all this chord stack, which is now it's the processing is just a piano and pretty much reverb. I mean, it's not supposed to be a real main element. It's more supposed to be atmospheric, so it's just in the back. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be super dry. It's literally 100% wet. It's not even.
It's
It
just an
just fills it in.
atmospheric layer in the
Yeah.
drop to give it some more like space kind of thing.
Mhm.
And
This
then
is
the chops or just
actually an important part of this of the drop. This
yeah.
is like at your melodic dubstep sounding, like they always had a distorted kind of thing, which is it has a lot for like just making it large and making it sound massive in a way because it's so far back and such.
Yeah.
But that's
How
just
did,
I think a sample Nurko had in his vocals. But yeah,
in the original,
yeah, the original.
that
We
was
didn't
a
really process it much.
Nectar 3, Alter Boy, Distortion.
This is pitch because
Pitch.
I think it was their vocal.
Ah.
When we
Oh,
went
pitched
pitch,
it up.
distortion, simply put,
Yeah, then
Valhalla.
reverb, just drenching it, putting it in the back, and then cutting out everything you don't need.
And because it's a harsh sound, the harsher you have, you don't want to have too much up here.
Yeah.
I don't think this has a lot that's really killing it. It does, but I kind of wanted this anyways. But if otherwise, get rid of it. Then the pump, and that was it.
Yeah. So that's that sound. Now we get the vocal chops.
Last one. This drop vocal was just a little fill. I mean, do we want to go over this? It's
Yeah, again, that was just a vocal we took. I
yeah,
think we reversed it and then obviously added a whole bunch of weird effects to it to make it do trippy things. Portal's really good for these
yeah.
wobbly sounds.
Same thing too, same preset.
Yeah, Portal's kind of a cool little effect plugin to make things do crazy stuff. And it looks like we
Yeah,
filtered it and did the tremolo thing. Looks like a very
yeah,
similar chain.
yeah. I mean, a lot of it's just with vocal processing, which was just
Yeah.
unnecessary in a way. Could have bounced it out with it, but that was that.
And then the chops, which are like the main sound you hear in this drop, pretty much.
Mhm.
Well, like the lead, I don't know.
Nope.
Oh,
That's that. And if you guys
yes.
have watched our previous tutorial on vocal chops, same exact thing, a little different because, well, change it as need be. But for drops, if you looked at a previous tutorial, The drops will always open up
Yeah, open
and
up the
have more
filters
high end.
so
Yeah,
that
that
they're
way less
less,
muted.
yeah, less in the back sounding. I
If
think
you'll
there's
hear if
less
it's
reverb on these too.
yeah, you want less. Obviously, the intro ones are more wet because they're atmospheric, but these are about it's still directly on it, but it's not meant to be in your face. But it has plenty of room anyway to breathe. So, but all
Yes.
together, I'll play it all together.
Yeah, so this is everything.
Get the idea. But yeah,
Sweet. Yeah, and then that's how we do the drops. Um, not every drop is the same, but that's how we did this one.
no,
So
yeah, and
general
there it is.
tips. Sweet, sweet.
All right, folks, have a fantastical day.
See you guys.